The deadliest 5 days in the European Alps this winter just played out across 3 countries. Every single warning system worked exactly as designed. Between February 13th and 17th, 2026, avalanches killed at least 12 people across France, Italy, and Switzerland. 3 nations, 5 days, 6 separate slides. In Italy alone, the week before had already set a record. 13 backcountry skiers, climbers, and hikers dead in 7 days. The worst single-week toll the Italian Alpine Rescue Corps has ever recorded. Across Europe, 77 avalanche deaths in the first 6 weeks of 2026. The yearly average is 100. The Swiss Federal Institute for Snow and Avalanche Research raised the danger to level 5. The highest the scale goes. France issued a red avalanche alert for Savoy, only the 3rd time in the 25-year history of the warning system. Resorts shut, roads closed, evacuations ordered. But here is the detail that tells the real story. On the morning of Friday, February 13th, Stuart Leslie, 46 years old, clipped an avalanche transceiver to his chest before stepping off-piste at Val d'Isère. Small black device, plastic housing, a blinking light confirming it was transmitting. He had a shovel strapped to his pack, a probe, a professional guide leading the group. Every piece of safety equipment the mountain industry recommends was on his body when he dropped into the Manchette Valley. Rescuers found him in under 15 minutes. The transceiver signal was strong and clear. The beacon did exactly what it was built to do. Stuart Leslie was already dead. 2.5 meters of snow, 400 meters swept downhill. His body deposited in a frozen stream at the bottom of the slope. His friend Shaun Overy, 51, was found beside him. Same group, same gear, same outcome. A French skier touring solo above them was recovered nearby. 3 people, all equipped, all located rapidly. 3 body bags. The technology designed to save their lives performed flawlessly. It just was not fast enough to matter. To understand how the Alps arrived here, watch the timeline accelerate. Thursday, February 12th. Heavy snowfall hammers the Western Alps, wind-loading compounds overnight. Near Goppenstein in the Swiss canton of Valais, an avalanche buries a valley road at 11:40 in the morning. No injuries. Police clear the debris, reopen the road by evening. But higher up the chain, the signals are flashing red. Météo-France raises the Savoie region to its maximum alert, level 5. The 3rd time in 25 years. Resorts across the Haute-Tarentaise begin shutting down. La Plagne locks every lift. La Grave closes. Les Arcs closes. Paisy-Valandry closes. Friday, February 13th. 11:30 a.m., Val d'Isère. 3 dead in the Manche Valley. The danger rating at the resort that morning, level 4. 1 notch below the maximum. 24 hours after the maximum was posted. 60 kilometers south at Arèches-Beaufort, a separate slide kills 1 more skier and critically injures another. Same day, across the Swiss border in Airolo, 2 Belgian ski tourers, ages 30 and 35, are buried near Pizzo Centrale, both dead. Sunday, February 15th, 11 a.m. Courmayeur, Italy. The Couloir Vesses beneath Mont Blanc. 3 experienced freeriders from the Chamonix Valley swept off a route they had skied dozens of times. 2 dead at the scene. The 3rd, Alexis Rasat, 29, buried for 40 minutes before helicopters pull him out. He dies 2 days later in a hospital in Turin. Monday, February 16th, 7 a.m. Goppenstein. An avalanche crosses a rail line and derails a passenger train. 29 people on board, 5 injured, 1 hospitalized. 7 dead across 3 countries in 4 days. And then it got worse. Tuesday, February 17th, 2 more avalanches in the French Alps. 2 skiers dead at La Grave in the Hautes-Alpes. 1 killed at Valois in Savoie, with 2 more left in critical condition. Same day, the Swiss canton of Valais is shutting down. Roads to Zermatt closed, Saas-Fee closed. Saasgrund, Zinal, Arola, all cut off. The Lutschberg rail corridor still blocked by the derailed train from the morning before. Engineers cannot even reach the wreckage. The avalanche risk around it is too high to send crews. In Lower Valais, 50 people are evacuated from the commune of Orsières. Joachim Rausis, the commune president, tells Swiss media this is the third time he has ordered this evacuation since taking office in 2017. Verbier closes. Crans-Montana closes. Zermatt closes. The ski domains of the entire Four Valleys region go dark. 200 kilometers southeast, the Winter Olympics are underway in Lombardy and Cortina. Snowboard slopestyle finals at Livigno postponed. Aerial skiing qualifications postponed. Too much snow. And outside the monitored Olympic venues, the mountains are killing people at a pace that has not been seen in years. Italy's avalanche death toll for the season hits 25. The 10-year annual average is 21.6. We passed that number in early February. Here's the problem that is not making headlines. The coverage focused on reckless skiers ignoring warnings. Off-piste thrill seekers who should have known better. That framing is comfortable. It is also incomplete. The real issue is buried inside the snowpack. Federico Catana, spokesman for Italy's Alpine Rescue Corps, described it to the Associated Press. Fresh snowfall from recent storms sitting on top of persistent weak layers, fragile internal structures hidden beneath the surface. Wind-driven loading compresses new snow onto these unstable foundations. From above, the slope looks solid, white, clean, inviting. Underneath, it is rotting. A single skier's weight is enough to trigger a collapse. Even the natural loading from more snowfall can do it without any human contact at all. This is not about one bad decision on one mountain. This is a structural failure running across the entire Alpine crescent, France to Switzerland to Austria. The weak layers do not care whether you are on a backcountry route or a railway line. The train at Goppenstein proved that. The evacuations at Orsières proved that. You do not need to be skiing to be caught. And here is the part the ski industry does not want said out loud. The red alert in Savoie, the third in 25 years, was posted Thursday the 12th. By Friday morning, professional guides were still leading paying clients into off-piste terrain. The question is not why skiers went out. The question is why the system allowed them to. Stuart Leslie was 46. Sales and marketing director for Barrett Redrow, one of Britain's largest home builders, an experienced off-piste skier who posted regularly about powder days and mountain trips. His wife Anastasia died in 2017. Friends say he never stopped moving after that. His friend Craig Hunter wrote on Facebook that Stuart lived life to the absolute maximum. He packed 10 men's lives into one. He was in Val d'Isère doing what he loved most. Fresh snow, big mountains. Friday morning. Shaun Overy was 51, ran a plumbing business in Wimbledon with his wife, Francesca. He and Stuart were close friends. They were part of a group of 4, led by a professional instructor, skiing the Manche Valley between the Solèze and Bellevard Massifs, west-facing slope, at 2,200 meters altitude. The avalanche hit at 11:30, 400 meters of sliding snow ending in a frozen stream. A third British skier in the group survived by clawing himself free from the debris with his hands. The instructor was uninjured, tested negative for alcohol and drugs. Across the border in Courmayeur, Hugo Nuvil was 31. Quentin Philippe was 35, both from the Chamonix Valley, local freeriders who had skied the Mont Blanc Massif since they were teenagers. They entered the Couloir Vesses on Sunday morning, a steep gully they knew well. Eyewitnesses at the base saw them in the channel moments before the snowpack released. They raised the alarm immediately. 15 rescuers deployed, 3 canine units, 2 helicopters, an advanced medical post set up in Courmayeur. Their friend Alexis Rasat, 29, was pulled out after 40 minutes buried, airlifted to Turin, He did not survive. Albertville public prosecutor Benoit Bachelet has opened a manslaughter investigation into the Val d'Isère deaths. Italian authorities in Entrèves have opened their own inquiry into Courmayeur. In both cases, the central question is identical: who decided it was safe to go? As of this week, the danger rating across large sections of Valais has hit level 5, the maximum. The derailed train at Goppenstein still sits on the tracks. Engineers cannot retrieve it safely. The line between Goppenstein and Brig is shut until at least Saturday. Roads to Zermatt, Saas-Fee, Arola, blocked. Verbier, Crans-Montana, the entire Lutschental Valley, closed. Olympic events at Livigno postponed because the snow will not stop falling. And between Tesch and Randa, a major avalanche swept across the valley floor on Tuesday. The mountains are not finished. Cédric Bonnevie, pista director at Val d'Isère, told the Telegraph after the deaths on his mountain, "This is always a sad situation. 3 people in the same avalanche is so tragic." He said something else in the hours after the slide, something that cut closer. Mountains will never be a leisure park. There are risks that you have to accept and stay humble. How do you regulate humility? How do you tell a professional guide that the commercial pressure to deliver powder skiing to clients who flew in from London does not override the loudest warning the system has ever issued? How do you tell Craig Hunter, who wrote that he takes comfort believing Stuart is now with Anastasia, his one true love, that every safety protocol worked exactly as intended, and his friend still ended up in a frozen stream at the bottom of the Mancha Valley? If the highest avalanche alert in 25 years, level 5, the ceiling of the scale, posted across 3 countries simultaneously, cannot keep people off the mountain, then what can? On the morning of February 13th, Stuart Leslie clipped a transceiver to his chest. Small black box, blinking light, transmitting his location to anyone searching. Rescuers followed the signal straight to his body in under 15 minutes. The transceiver survived. Stuart Leslie did not.